Hello my lovelies, welcome back to my channel. This is your girl Angel from Simply Angel Tia. In this video I'm gonna show you guys how to do a very simple neck warmer, very elegant but simple. And as you can see here, we will do a granny stitch here and we will do a double crochet on the top. This is how the other side looks like, and for those of you who are interested in something like this, it's definitely meant for more heavier heavier winter or colder climate, because it is very thick, and the yarn that I used as well is one that is thick. You can do this with thin yarn. You can make it so that you can wear more in climates like fall and spring. And you can obviously fold it like this. So this section here is for your neck. So this is where your head will come through, and this is going around your neck like this. And you can have a choice of folding it like this, or you can wear it straight where it covers your mouth and your nose if you live in colder climates, okay? Very nice design down here with the granny stitch, as you can see. Yeah, so this is what I'm going to show you guys how to do today. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, my lovelies, before we get this project started, I'm going to show you all the materials that we're using for it today. And as you can see here, I have my yarn. This is Impeccable by Loops and Threads. And this yarn is 100% acrylic. It's a medium weight number 4. Recommended hook size is a 5mm crochet hook or US H8. And this is called Amethyst, is the color of the yarn. And what else? What other information you may want to know? Recommended hook size is a 6mm crochet hook or USJ 10. Okay, and like I said already, it's a 10mm. It's 100% acrylic. Okay, so this is the yarn I'm using. You can obviously use any yarn of your choice. For a size of hook, I'm actually going to be using a 5.5mm crochet hook, which is I9. And it's just a preference, so you can follow what the recommended hook size for the yarn is, or you can do whatever is comfortable for you. I have a scissors here as well as a tape measure to be able to measure if we need to measure anything, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, my lovelies, so we're gonna go ahead and get started with the project. And as you can see here, I have my yarn ready to go. The first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna start with a magic circle. So I'm going to yarn over on my I'm going to loop the thread around my thumb like that and then slip it off. And I'm gonna make sure I have a long string just so it doesn't slide off and undo itself. And I'm going to put my hook in the circle while I'm holding it like this. So there's this X here that I'm holding it so that it doesn't undo itself. Then I'm going to go ahead and start with a chain of 5. So I'm going to go ahead and do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then in this circle here, I'm going to do 3 double crochets. So that's 1 and 2 and 3. Okay, so this is my 3 double crochet. Then I'm going to chain 2. Then I'm going to do 3 more double crochets into the magic loop or magic circle. Okay, so 1, 2, and 3. Then I'm going to chain 1, and then I'm going to do a treble crochet at the end. So 1, 2, this is how you do your treble crochet. Then go into the loop, bring it back. You have 4 loops on the hook like that. Yarn over, go through the first 2 loops, yarn over, go through the next 2, and then complete the next 2. Okay, so the reason we're doing a treble crochet at the end here is because we had a chain 5 at the end here. So the first 4 chains counts as a treble crochet, and then the chain 1, which is where we do chain 1 and then the treble crochet, and that's pretty much how the first row looks like. Okay, and then you will pull the string in the middle here to lock that part in so that you have something that looks like that. Okay, so to start the second row, we're going to start by doing a chain of 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then turn. And in this big gap here, which is the chain 1 spot from the previous row, we're going to do 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and then chain 1, and then you're going to skip right to the middle. So you're skipping these 3 stitches here, and you go right into the middle, and you're going to do your 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. Then you're going to chain 2, and then you're going to go in and do 3 more double crochets into the same gap. Okay, so the same gap, which is a chain 2 from the previous row, like that. And this is for us to create the corner. So as you can see, we have this corner here, and then we're gonna chain 1, and then we're gonna skip to the last gap here, and we're gonna do 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, and 3, and then we will chain 1 and finish it off with a treble crochet in the same gap, just like that. Okay, so this is how your second row should look like. So it's almost the same thing as you would do if you're doing granny stitch triangle shawl, but except this one is going to be a neck warmer. Okay, so something like this. And then we start with a chain 5. So we always start with a chain 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and again the first 4 count as a treble crochet plus a chain 1. Then you turn, and then in this gap you complete 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay, chain 1, move on to this next gap here. So you're skipping 3 stitches, and in that next gap you do 3 double crochets into the same gap, which is this chain 1 gap from the previous row, like that. And then you chain 1, then you move right to the center and do 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, chain 2, then 3 more double crochets into the center. Okay, so again we're creating a corner, and it's the only place you do a chain of 2. Otherwise, in between them all you do a chain of 1. So like that. Now you do a chain 1, you go to the next gap, you complete 3 double crochets, like that. Oopsie, like that. And then another chain 1, go to the final gap at the end and do 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, oopsie, my hook is a little slippery, and 3, hola, and 3. Okay, and after you have 3, you're going to do a chain of 1 and then treble crochet at the end. So treble crochet, you yarn over twice. You will have 3 loops like that. You go into your stitch, bring it back, you end up with 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, go through the first 2 loops, yarn over, go through the next 2 loops, and then yarn over and finish off the final 2 loops. Okay, so I'm going to show you how it looks here, because what we just did in row 3, you're just repeating that all throughout. So this is what you should have so far. So you will continue to repeat that until this length of it here goes around the widest part of your head. So from your forehead all the way to the back of your head, what you will do is you will loop it like this to make sure your head, the biggest part of your head, is the circumference of this. And the reason we do that, because it is a neck warmer, we need to be able to pull it over our head. Okay, if you want it to be a lot looser, then you can increase this so that it's wider than the circumference of your head if you want it to be really loose. But if you want it to just kind of pull over your head, then this is what you're aiming for. Okay, so keep working on this here until this can go over your head, or go, you know, like fit down your head. And then if it does, come back and I will show you how to do the rest part of the project. Okay, see you guys in a bit. Okay, my lovelies, so I have worked this part of my neck warmer here, and as you can see, this is how much I've done so far, and I'm gonna stop here before we move on to the next part of it. And just for those of you who are curious, I did 12 rows altogether. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 rows was just enough for me. When I loop it like this is the circumference of my head right here. Okay, and it's just literally so we can bring it over our head and be able to fit, because this part here we're gonna build up so that it's the part that actually goes around our neck. It's almost gonna look like a turtleneck of this neck warmer here. Okay, now you can obviously do this however you want. If you want this part here to be a lot wider so that it's a more of a loose neck part, then you can increase by just doing a few more rows here. But if you want it to be kind of like snagged and, you know, like nice fitting, then you will make sure it actually just comes over your head, and that's all you need to do. Okay, so the circumference of my head is about 20. It depends on whether I have my hair braided up or whether I have my hair slicked down, but often it's between 20 to 22 inches. So right now, as you can see here, when I put this down, it's 19, but I'm not actually pulling my project because keep in mind, this is also very stretchy. So if I stretch these out, it actually go up to about 25 inches, okay? But we're just measuring this without stretching it out because we wanted to be able to fit comfortably over our head. So my 12 rows, without stretching it at all, it's about 19 inches, and it stretches to 25 inches, okay? I hope that makes sense. And so now we're going to be working on the rest of the project. And all I want you guys to do is just to fold it like this. And you can fold it however. So I'm right-handed in terms of crocheting. So what I will do is I will have this where my yarn is kind of hanging as on my right side. And then I'm going to have this side on my left. And I'm going to just try to bring them together here. So I will put my hook here. This is my working yarn. I will yarn it on it like that, and I will go on it like this. And then on the this is the chain 5 that we do, or the treble crochet. It's either the chain 5 we do to start or the treble crochet we do to finish. Okay, either way it adds up to about 5 chains. And so we're gonna count 1, 2, and in the second one we're gonna go into it and we're gonna slip stitch like this. Okay, so that is just to connect these two sides, and the reason I'm slip stitching here is so that we can start working on it around. And to do that, very simply, we're going to start by doing a chain of 2. This chain 2 counts as a double crochet, and in this case, I know earlier 3 chains counted as a double crochet, but in this case it counts as 2. And we're doing 2. So, and in this gap here, we're gonna go in and do 2 double crochets. So we're gonna do 1 and 2. And the reason we only do 2 here, because this chain 2 counts as a double crochet. And then we will hop over to this part here, this loop here, which is either a treble crochet or a chain 5. And we do 3 double crochets in that loop. And this is also where it's a little bit flexible what you want to do. You can do 4 double crochets in this area here very easily if you want, but I'm gonna do 3. Then I move over to this section here and I do 3 double crochets. Okay, just like this. 2, 3. Then I move over to this section here and I do 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. And this is what you do all around. Okay, so as you can see, we're just pretty much trying to join these here. So you just put 3 double crochets in every one of these gaps here until you come back around. When you have completed your 3 here, come back and I'll show you how to connect and how to start the next row, which is going to be our repeat row. Okay, see you guys in a bit. Okay, my lovely. So I just quickly came back here because I realized there is the middle of the work here that I need to show you how to work around that. But so far, look at what I've done, which is just a double crochets around here. Now we have reached the middle. What I would want you guys to do is to open that the magic circle that we created, open it up a little bit because we do need to work into that to be able to have this section here so we're not skipping from here to here. So if you open that a little bit, which is why I say just put it and leave it like that, you open it up a little bit to be able to fit your 3 double crochets into that gap. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so that's what we do here. And then you just put it again to be able to close it. So if you can see here, you just pull it and you'll be able to do it like this. So very simple, but when you start this work, make sure you're able to leave your magic circle not waved in, not knotted, nothing. Okay, so now that we have that, we just move over to this line here or this gap here and do the same thing we've been doing. But at this point, I'm gonna work along my my string that I had left from the magic circle. I'm just gonna tag it along and weave it in as I work my stitches this way, okay? So again, in this next one, we just do 3 double crochets. Then we move over to the next gap, which is here, and we do our 3 double crochets, and then we just continue to the end, okay? So I will let you guys finish this here, and I will see you guys at the end, and then I will show you guys how to start the second row, okay? See you guys in a bit. Okay, my lovelies, so I have worked my double crochets all around, and as you can see here, this is how the top part of our neck warmer looks like. So pretty much we have worked it around, so we're gonna now connect it here and then start the second row, and then we're gonna continue to do that until we have the number of rows or the length that we need to cover our neck, okay? So with that said, I've completed 3 double crochets here. So now I'm gonna slip stitch to the top of this chain 2. So I'm just gonna go to the final stitch like this and slip stitch. And you will see that when you slip stitch, there's a little bit of a gap there. Don't worry about it. Just leave it like that. It's not gonna do a big difference. So you don't have to have this closed here, okay? And then to start the second row, you're going to chain 2 and turn your work and work our softs backwards where we just started from, but this time we're going to do back loop double crochets. So what that means is in this next stitch here, I'm going to yarn over, and instead of going through the stitch like this, I'm going to grab just the back loop and then completing my double crochet. And then in the next stitch, I'm going to do the same, go in the back loop and complete my double crochet, and then in the next and in the next and in the next, and then you just do that all until you come back to this section where we just stopped here. So I will have you guys work your back loop double crochets, and when you get back to the where we just started here, where we're gonna connect to complete the circle, I'm gonna meet you guys back there, and then I will have you guys we will start the third row together, and I will have you guys work the rest of it until you have the length that you're looking for. But for now, let's meet back right here, okay? See you guys in a bit. Okay, my lovelies, so I have completed the second row here. So as you can see, this is where we're gonna be joining, and this is pretty much how our neck warmer looks like so far. And we're going to repeat this what we did here all the way until we have a total neck size. And you can either have a total neck that is just up once, or you can roll it, or however you want to do it. So you will be able to work the number of rows here until you have the size that you want, okay? So at this point, it's literally up to you, but I will show you how to connect these here and how to start the third row, and then we just repeat that, okay? So again, I've just finished my last double crochet in the back loop right here, and then again we're going to slip stitch on top of the chain 2 that we started with, like that, and closes this loop, and then we chain 2 and then again turn, okay? So every row we're turning and starting a new row, and again we're going through the back to complete our back loop double crochets, and then we repeat that as many times as we want to create the length, okay? So I will have you guys build up your work here. I'm not gonna show you how to do that row by row because it's just repeating. So I will have you guys build that up yourself, and then when you have the length that you want, and then you're gonna come back to the video, and I'm going to obviously show you how mine's look like, and then you're gonna show me how yours look like if you have Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, whatever means of social media that you post your work in, you can just show that, okay? But for now, let's finish it, and then we'll see how it looks like. Okay, my lovelies, so I have gone ahead and completed the number of rows that I need for my neck warmer here. So as you can see, this is pretty much how it's looking so far. And I ended up doing 13 rows altogether here. And as you can see, this is what the double crochet in the back loop creates. And if you turn it, if you keep working it in a circle and then turning back and working the other way around, this is the pattern that you get. And the pattern is the same on both sides, which is why we turn, because if you do it just continuously, it creates this pattern on one side, and it on another side is completely different. Okay, so this way you can wear your neck warmer inside out, the other way around. It's not gonna make a big difference. It's gonna look exactly the same. Okay, so again, this is how it looks like. So this is the part that will lay down our chest, okay, the upper chest, and then this is what's gonna go around your neck here. I did mine so that it's long enough that I can actually fold this. If I leave it as tall like this, it actually goes and covers me to my nose. So as you will see in the pictures, I can wear it where I pull these up and I cover it up to my nose, especially if you're in the places that are extreme cold winters. It's probably better if you do it longer, so you can cover your mouth with it as well, so that you're not breathing in cold air. And then at the same time, if you don't need to wear it like that, you can actually fold it so that when it's on you, you can fold it like this, so that it just covers your neck, but it doubles up the amount of material that you layer on your neck like this, okay? So it's very easy to be able to just wear it like this, so that your neck, your head is here, your neck is right here, and then this kind of lays down your chest, okay? So again, the pictures will obviously show you how I can wear it like in all of these ways, but this is it here. I'm not gonna go any further with the project. I'm gonna leave it here. I don't know where my scissors is, but what you will do is after slip stitching here, you pretty much cut your yarn somewhere here, and then you weave it in, and then that's it. There's nothing else to be done. Where we started our project, somewhere here in the middle, I have already weaved in, as I was working myself around, I made sure I weaved in the hanging yarn as well. But yeah, this is pretty much the end of the project here. Thank you so much for watching this to the end, and make sure you share with your friends and family. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you comment if you have any questions, or even just to say hello. I will put all the details of the yarn and how much I ended up using, which, by the way, I used half of the skein of yarn that I had. So you still have another half to do a second one if you want to, or just keep the rest of it for another project for something else. But otherwise, I only end up using half of the skein that I showed at the beginning of the video. Okay, so that's it here. Thank you so much again. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.